It's that time again when we're going to have a look at another Spectrum arcade conversion, and it's another US Gold release that was released in 1987 by the name of Rygar. And this one's got a pretty cool looking ad and cover artwork. Not entirely sure who made it. It doesn't look particularly familiar, so yeah, I'm not sure. If anyone does know, please make a comment. I never played this one myself, and it was converted by Probe. And thankfully they were quite a lot better on the 8-bit systems than on the 16-bit system, so there's some hope for this one. And it's of course based on the Tecmo arcade game, released in 1986, also known as Saragosu no Senshi in Japan, which I think translates to Warrior of Argus or something. And I'm not entirely sure if I've played this one before in the arcades. I do remember encountering the cabinet at one point in, I think, the late 80s, but there was this dude that was playing it, and he just kept playing for ages. It just never ended. So I'm not sure if I ever got to play it. But I did stand there watching play, and it seemed like the game was decently easy as I remembered, and also kind of maybe a bit repetitive. At the same time, it also looked pretty interesting. And as I recorded some footage for this video, I have to say it was actually decent amounts of fun, but I can see it get a little bit repetitive if nothing changes. And according to the wiki, Game Machine listed Rygar on their July 86 issue as being the 6th most successful table arcade unit of the month, and also became Japan's 7th highest grossing table arcade game during the latter half of 86. So it seems like it was reasonably successful in the arcades, at least in Japan. Not entirely sure how well received it was in the rest of the world, but I assume it was decently successful. And I did have a quick look to try and find some information about the people who designed the arcade game, and I couldn't find anything, any information whatsoever. I have a feeling I would need to dig into some Japanese documents to find out, and maybe not even then. But I can't really read kanji, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. But if anyone knows about the people behind this game, please, again, make a comment, because it would be fun to know who made it. And with that, let's just dive into the specky version. And a pretty nice looking loading screen, I must say. Quite faithful to the cover art. And I'm playing this on a real Spectrum, and this is just a single load, so no multi-load like many other arcade conversions at the time. I'm just going to define the keys. Now let's just get going. 4.5 billion years have passed since the Earth's creation. Many dominators have ruled in all their glory, but time has... Okay, never mind then. Oh wow, what? Okay, this is... Okay. Let's fight, maybe not. Yeah, I was busy studying the graphics there. There's some weird stuff going on with the clouds. They kind of go black for a bit. Not sure why, but... Kind of flash black for a bit. Well, this looks, I mean, maybe not amazing for 1987, to be honest. Oh, we can jump as well. That's nice. It scrolls quite nicely. And let me just see. These low creatures that are kind of crawling towards me, you can't... Oh, in the arcade you couldn't get them without ducking or crouching. Here you can actually kill them without crouching, so that's... Makes things a little bit easier, I suppose. And the enemies aren't blocked by this thing here. That's interesting. Oh, Jesus, that was one big power-up thingy. And I didn't quite figure out the various... Oh my flippin' god, what the hell was that? Ginormous sprites in this game. Oh, I got the power-up that does the spinny thingy. What was I talking about before I got sprited? Okay, I actually continued from where I was. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't quite figure out the... Why am I not jumping forward? That's weird. Why am I not jumping? And why am I not jumping at all there? That's also somewhat strange. Let's try this again. Oh, okay, that worked. Strange. Maybe my keyboard is a little bit extra spongy today, I'm guessing. The power-up system is quite... I mean, there's a lot of things to pick up in the arcade game. I remember being quite confused about this when I watched that guy play the game for an absolute eternity. And he just kept destroying these thingies and getting what I assumed was power-ups constantly. And nothing much seemed to happen with the weapon, but you do get kind of... Oh, end of stage 1, I guess. Oh, we don't get that neat animation from the arcade where you kind of move that urn out of the way. That's a bummer. Yeah, you do upgrade the length of your... What do you call it? A shield something? Can't remember what they call that. Oh, fudge. I have many lives, it would seem. You do extend the reach of this weapon of yours here, so that's nice. And why am I just jumping straight up there? I'm pushing both forward and... Okay. We can jump on enemies, but there's a whole bunch of them, of course, so that didn't quite work. We can land on top of enemies' head, I should say, and just bounce off them. I think you knock them out in the arcade for a bit, and then you can kill them. And of course, we can also get power-ups that allows us to fire our weapon upwards. And I remember being pretty impressed with this weapon. It's basically a... Oh, God. I knocked out that enemy. It's saw blade that you can chuck forward and backwards and upwards and all that. It's attached to a chain or something in the arcade. It's not really attached to anything in the Spectrum version because I don't think they wanted to program that. And what the hell is wrong with that thing? Die, please. So we can extend the reach and we can also fire upwards in a circle and all kinds of cool stuff. And, I mean, yeah, the Spectrum version feels pretty decently faithful. A little bit maybe suffering from the same kind of, yeah, maybe not quite the same problem as the arcade, but the arcade did feel a little bit, and why am I not jumping forward, and what the hell are those things? Don't remember them from the arcade at all. And it's so weird that sometimes I don't jump forward or backwards when I press diagonals, it just doesn't work. Can I jump on your head, sir? Yes, I can. Okay. And why am I not firing my wonderful saw blade? Yeah, loads of power-ups. I know, I repeat myself here, but yeah, there's so many power-ups you can pick up in this game. And some of them I bet just gives you points. And there was something about the arcade version. I remember when I was watching this dude play, that was kind of, kind of atmospheric. It was kind of interesting. There seemed to be quite a lot of things to explore in this game. Okay, I'm not sure how that happened, but it did, so I'm not going to complain about it. So there was this kind of feel of hidden things to find a little bit, like Mario, kinda, and what the hell is going on here? These enemies behave very weirdly, but I do recognize them from the arcade, so it had a bit of a feel of maybe like Ghosts and Goblins a bit, but I mean, not really exactly, of course, not as much fun. There was something about it that invited exploration, and it had some really nice animations as I remember it. Of course, it's not quite the same on the Spectrum, it feels a little bit more bland. And Jesus, that Christmas cracker. No, it's not a Christmas cracker. It's like a big biscuit, an angry biscuit. And the arcade version was pretty, as I said, seemed rather simple, at least initially. I'm sure it gets worse, of course. But it wasn't one of those typical coin munchers. I think I reached like stage 4 with no effort on my first attempt. And the graphics of the Spectrum version are maybe a bit samey. Oh yeah, these things. This is going to be a freaking nightmare, I'm sure, because... Please jump forward. I don't know if it's my keyboard that is just getting really rather tired or what, but sometimes, again, he just doesn't move forward. And if we press fire and upward... Oh, you bastard! You can fire your amazing spinny saw blade thing upwards. I'm just going to try and... turn around. Yeah, the controls aren't amazing. I'm using the Spectrum keyboard, which is not always a great idea. I mean, sometimes it works surprisingly well for certain flip games, but sometimes it's a little bit too spongy. I think the stars will extend your reach, maybe, of your saw blade, actually, and it's not called a saw blade, I know, but I can't remember what it was called. Some shield something, I think. Oh, what the... Oh, I couldn't even see that wheel thing. Okay, I managed to somehow not die there. The movement speed of the enemies are faster than the arcade, I would say, so I get thrown off. Maybe because of the scrolling is probably in character steps, so... Oh, come on, come on. Oh, again, he just stops moving in the air. It's so flippin' annoying. What is going on with that? Is it just the keys that are too damn spongy? I have to push my entire body weight onto the keys here. Is that Jar Jar Binks? I think it is, like a bunch of Jar Jars attacking me. The graphics are... Oh god, more Jar Jars. I really don't like that. The graphics of the game are quite decent. For the Spectrum, I mean. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Maybe a little bit lackluster. But gameplay... well, it does get a little bit repetitive and kind of a little bit boring. More so than the arcade, I would say. I would probably have been a little bit more enthusiastic about this back in the day. Let's not fall off the things here. Because that's quite easy to do. Okay, not sure what that is, but I want it. Please don't... No, don't touch me, you flying dog. Whatever that thing is, go forward, please. Move forward. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, don't. Okay, I somehow didn't die there. Jump. Move forward. Why are you not? Oh, God. Yeah, again. I think my keyboard might be getting a little bit tired here. Oh, you utter bastard platform. I do not really like you at all. Oh, somehow I avoided being murdered there, but I'm not sure how that happened. But, yeah, again, I'm not going to question it. Just going to say thank you, game. Give me more power-ups. Oh, I got 70,000 points. I'm not sure. And I got an extra life, and I immediately died. Oh, you bastards. Oh, extra life again. That's awesome. Oh, God. Flying dogs. Another extra life. Jeez, the game is just being super nice to me now. I don't know why. I like you too, game, alright? Sometimes it's really hard turning around effectively and, you know, face enemies coming up from behind. What the hell was that? No, oh, come on! I am... Oh, yeah, the controls... Again, I'm pretty sure it's my keyboard, not really the game, maybe. So, let's not blame Probe, maybe. Move forward, God. And jump on your head, I will. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Oh, God. Oh, it's so easy. Turn around. Oh, God, at least I got an extra life and then immediately died, but... Oh, come on! Yeah, oh... This is really annoying. I kid you not. Move forward, Christ. I don't think I got to this part in the arcade, so... Okay, here we are, stage 4, I believe. Okay, very nice. So, I hope there's not going to be a ton of platforming here, because that would suck. And by platforming, I mean jumping like... Oh, what is going on there, please? Jumping between hovering platforms with death below. Okay. These things behave very strangely. They would usually attack me in the arcade. Here they just kind of pop up and spin around and just sit there waiting for something. And this stage is rather weird. There's just nothing going on here. It's just these weird wheels. Wheels of boredom. Oh, God. They do pop up at bad places. Again, these things. What am I supposed to do? God. Yeah, I don't know what kind of enemy that is. I don't recognize them from the arcade. Or maybe they just were a lot smaller because these things are blooming huge. And that's kind of impressive. The size of that sprite at the same time as the Spectrum is scrolling. So yeah, that's technically not too bad, this game. Quite decent conversion, I would say, even though maybe it's not amazingly fun. But hey, let's find out what some other people thought about this one. Sinclair user was moderately impressed and gave the game 5 out of 10, and they wrote, "Although it's moderately entertaining, Rygar is a strictly run-of-the-mill experience, and it's not worth busting a gut for." And they also wrote, "I'm not impressed with Rygar. Yes, there is a slight amount of entertainment value here. It's a game that's playable, but only in the sense that all games of this nature are. There's no denying that kill, kill, kill is fun, but there's nothing that lifts it out of the ordinary. And there really ought to be. All in all, Rygar's a bit of a waste of what could have been a damn good game." And yeah, I can see what they mean. It is a little bit meh. John Sinclair was more impressed and gave the game 8 out of 10, and they wrote, "Fairish arcade conversion, but an absolute cracker of a game in its own right." And they find the graphics to be maybe a little bit of a downgrade, but yeah, that's not too surprising, is it? But that it moves well and that the screen scrolling is excellently smooth, which it actually is. Although I think it's 8 pixel steps. So interesting to see two quite different opinions about the game here, and personally I'm perhaps a little bit in the middle of the two, maybe towards the negative of this being a little bit, as I said, meh. And with that I'm going to say thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed, and as always, hope to catch you next time. Cheers!